G'day and welcome to part 3 of the Dark Mut Mk3 build. For those who've watched the part 2, you may not be aware that there were some problems with the mounting of the Caddx Tarsier as well as with the Caddx Tarsier itself. And we're going to investigate that in this video. So let's get into it.
Yeah, I didn't go perfectly. To all those who said when they saw the mount for the screws on the Caddx Tarsier that it was going to pull right out, you were correct. It pulled right out on the first upside down impact. So I'm going to go fix that and then do the 6S tests. But in the meantime, I'm going to go fly this. Alright, so yes, that didn't go very well. The mounting solution was not ideal and failed. As we can see here. Alright, so I know the reason for this failure. The reason for this failure is me. I assumed that the screws they gave me were 1.8 millimeters. They're not. They're like, well, they are 1.8, they're not 1.9. One of the two. Yeah, sorry. They are 1.8. They're not like 1.9, you know, like a 2 millimeter screw. They're a 1.8, and I've got 1.8 millimeter holes with holes down there. So I tried putting in some Loctite and that didn't work. So I think I'm actually unfortunately going to have to do a bit of a redesign here. I have an idea, but I'm going to have to go to the computer. I might try to inlay put some bolts under these holes or something. Anyway, I've got to redesign that so this mounts better. In the meantime, I want to figure out what the hell was going on with the recordings. Okay, the image seemed really nice. I haven't looked at the video yet. As you can see, I've just pulled out the SD card. The app wouldn't show me the videos. It would show me there was videos, but not the videos. So I'm going to have to go plug this into my computer and have a look. And I don't even know if I caught the crash. Hopefully I was recording with my goggles at that point. I wasn't for immediately, but I do think I did when I went for a little quick spin on the 4S there before I tested the 6S. So yeah, let's go have a look at the video on here.
Unfortunately, it appears that the DVR footage that contained the crash is lost. I must have been doing it just for fun when it happened. So unfortunately I can't show you that. However, what the issue was that it just landed on its top and the PCBs just fell straight out. So I got to the computer with the card, and when I plugged it in, all the files there were for 2 seconds and not of a format supported is what Windows Media Player reported. So I had a problem and I had to get on the web there, and I will show you what I did coming up in the video.
I have to push them all out. Anyway, I'll do that in a second. Just having a look on the web there, and it says if your camera is only recording for a couple of seconds, like all the recordings were, only for 2 seconds, then it's probably your cable is loose. So I'm going to have to dismantle it and have a look. Anyway, let's get me screwed up. The other side. Oh, not with that. Because I had to use longer screws. Because 10mm isn't long enough when you've got this little guard there, really. This makes me worry about digital. If all these digital units are designed in these same tiny stack ways, it's just gonna be a pain in the eye. This is only pressing on one of the chips. There's a height difference there. I guess it must really mainly be to cool this one. Yeah. There's another key. What are we looking at here? We're looking at down plugs. Yes, down plugs. Okay. It's got glue on it. Well, yeah, this is glued in. Look, I want to hazard to say that that's fine. Okay, well, that was interesting. I just had to pull a hatchback off a tree. Oh god, I am actually kind of wouldn't mind a cup of tea after that. A loved one had a bit of a boo-boo and backed into a ditch and a tree. And you know how they make these modern cars without bloody recovery points? So it was an interesting setting up a bridle off the axle and doing the pull so as to not rip off the nose. I was successful. I might make a video about that. I didn't film that because she would have been mortified. But I think I'll make a video about that one in due course. Okay, that's one Tarsier out. Tarsier out. Why you put Torx on the back of this? Phillips would have been fine, right? So that's what we've got. We're very careful not to touch it. That was fine, that was attached. And do I think it's worthwhile pulling off this glued one here? See, actually focus where I want it to. No, I don't. I think that's ridiculous. If I have to pull off the thing that was glued on by the factory, then I'm really thinking the factory should do a better job of it. It's glued on. Like, this end, not glued on. Alright, check that. It was absolutely fine. I took it off, put it back on anyway. There's like nothing else to do with it, just there's no other way to check it's connected, right? You have to disconnect it to see if it's... Alright, so just temporarily, I'm going to screw this back in here. So, 2 screws in. Alright, I'm going to try to record something, and hopefully I get better results. I formatted the card in the device, and all that, so yeah, frustrating. Alright. Right, well that got me nowhere. It still does exactly the same thing, it still records those 2-second stupid files. So the next step they suggest is to replace the cord. And if that doesn't work, I think I'm just going to email Caddx and say this is... I need your help because this is not the experience that everyone else seems to have with this camera. So far, I've had no luck. So I'm gonna swap that and see if I have any better luck. Really worth gluing it, man. Absolutely fine. absolutely fine. Just to make sure I followed all the steps 100%, because I did leave this one as it was glued. So what we're going to do is do it again. I'm going to do it knackered. Knackered as the Dasher was born. And nothing. Nothing on the screen. Saved. So yeah, okay. Right, yo, let's swap the goddamn cable out. Oh, alright, so that's a new cable on there. Now I've got to take the back off the camera. Back of one camera. X cable. New cable. Okay, so that's the cable swapped over. Plug it in. So we have the blue light back. And hop on over to the Wi-Fi. We have an image. Okay. Test recording. Ew, I'm all squished and upside down. Alright, okay, it would appear that is working. I'm going to go check the recorded file on a computer. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to try just doing this with small holes down here. Cut the holes down to probably 0.65, 1.65. One of the issues we have here is that this heats up a reasonable amount, and this is PLA, so it's just gonna boom, it's just gonna go all soft, and it's not gonna make a very good mounting for this device, given that the heatsink is above the mounting points. So yeah, I'm going to have to switch up to ABS for that in short order, and print off the parts I need. Also got to do some redesigning of the original flat mount, but for now I'll keep this on because I do want to do a comparison, sort of in one flight comparison between the Caddx and the Runcam 5, and that'll let me mount it. Alright, let's go check this file.
And it appears like we have success. Here is the recording that I caught, and yeah, great. So now I've been saving the 6S, the 4K for the 6S flight, so here we are, let's check it out.
That was excellent. At this point, I really like 6S. I got over my mounting problem by using foam. You can see in there, some foam. Some high density foam on top, and I just wanted to get testing and run some 6S batteries through it. That was really good, and I would like to say that I didn't have to use the button. It saved all the files. In fact, it even made a tiny little 4-second video when I plugged it into the computer, which is kind of amusing. The footage is 4:3 in the default, on the default settings. I'm going to go play with that and try to do some stretchy and have a play with it and have a look. But you'll see a little bit of that coming up, and you'll see how both it looks in 4:3 and how it looks once I've done the dynamic stretching on it. What else was there? Yeah, look, it just plugged straight into the computer and I was able to get the files off it, which is really cool. So despite all the apparent headache that it seems like it's going to be with you read the instructions, it's you know, disregarding the cable thing, it's pretty cool. I'm not too I'm still not a big fan of the old Wi-Fi thing. I think I'm not sure if it's been patented, but the QR code thing is better. It's just quicker and easier, and you don't have to bugger about with, you know, it's not Caddx's fault. That is actually very good, even compared to the Insta360. It is a lot better. They're too easy and easier to just quickly, you know, and the app goes, oh yeah, there's a camera there, and hooks onto it. It's cool. It's not that. It's the phones. The phones are just crap. Like they're just. It's slow. It's Wi-Fi is not. It's not Bluetooth, and Bluetooth isn't fantastic. It's not amazing. It's pretty cool actually, yeah. But it's not like, you know, infallible, and it has its problems, especially with, you know, device selection sometimes. And Wi-Fi is a bit more hit and miss, it seems, with different products. But yeah, Caddx has done a good job on the Wi-Fi here. The phone's not so much, because you always have to switch through, and it's not automatic, and blah blah blah. But well, you can make it automatic, but it's a pain in the ass, and you don't want to do that. And oh god, I just can't stand that system. I'd much prefer to have the, hey, look at this picture, cat phone. Look at this. Here, get a picture on my thing. Look at it, quad, bang, and settings are in, and off you go. What else is there to say? These batteries, I haven't tested to the end of their but yeah, that was their capacity or anything, but that was really nice. 6S felt really good. This quad was floppy on 4S, and you could see at the end of rolls, pitch rolls and roll rolls, that it would, it's like that P wobble. But on 6S it flew a lot better. Now this is running 3.5 or something like that, 357. It really should go, I'm going to save the settings, and I'm going to probably update it to 4.2, and go from there. In the meantime, that'll wrap it up for this video, and I'll leave you with the flight footage. But in the meantime, I'm going to ABS print and modify the mounting. I'm going to ABS print the top mount, ABS print a chin mount, and maybe something to go on the end of these arms that could use these holes, all the mount holes. Anyway, so there's going to be some more design on here. Probably going to get myself a different aerial. I don't mind these aerials, they're quite good, but they're far too firm for this kind of setup, really. It'll just end up damaging something. Haven't even run it off whatever the VTX comes set at, which I presume is 25 milliwatt. And I got nice reception all the way down to the bottom of the block. I haven't. That's not long range, but you know that if you start to lose reception down near the bridge there, then you ain't gonna want to take it long range. So I'm gonna try testing that, and I'll put another video out of this once I've gotten those things done and gotten it up to scratch and some tuning on it. And I'll try to cover some of what I did to get it there if I need to do anything complicated or unusual. I'm hoping, from what I've seen, that maybe just the stock tune on 4.2 might be pretty good. That was the testing on Bardwell's recent video, tuning 4.2. It did seem like he didn't have to make too many changes to it, which was quite nice. So yeah, let's hope I'm in a similar boat, right? Yeah, cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy the flight footage coming up, and yeah, let's go.
It was a bit of a mission, but I have to say the quality of the footage is very nice indeed. Almost no artifacting that I could see. I'm not no expert on it. The footage you're watching here is dynamically stretched in post, and Andy RC has done a couple of videos on that. I'll find them all. There's some out there, and there are some other YouTubers that have done some videos on how to do that without stomaching it for a GoPro 8, although Superview 2 is pretty juicy. Anyway, hope you enjoy, and I will be putting out some stuff soon, some more flight videos of this lovely quad, and I really like the way it flies. It seems that tune for a 6-inch 4S quad on like 3.57 can travel more or less straight over onto a 5-inch 6S quad running 1900 kV motors. And as you can see, I'm still adjusting to the power there. And thank you for watching. I've put a couple of segments that I didn't really know where to put anywhere else at the end. If you're interested in the design process that I went through on the Caddx mount there, then check that out. Otherwise, have a great day and stay well out there.
Just wanted to go over two little things quickly. EMAX is really nice that you included extra screws and washers for the bottom of the motors. That's a very nice touch. So, just in case anyone was wondering, with design, this was the first one I designed. Actually, the very first thing I designed was this. I printed off the plate to see if these holes were correct, and then I went ahead and built the rest of it in 3D. And then, as you can see here, I've come along and I've drawn on this markings of changes that I want to make. And then on this one, you can see where I filled it, and I've cut the ventilation, and that stayed there. I did end up having to file this back and excavate a little bit here on the final, which is attached to the drone now.